Morning, everybody. My name is Justin, and I'm the Strategic Initiatives Manager at Bluebird Botanicals, and this is Mindful Mondays. We'll get started in just a moment. For those who are unfamiliar, every Monday at 9:30 Mountain Time, we lead a meditation or contemplative practice of some sort, all live streamed from the Bluebird office on Facebook and Instagram and all the other grams as well. So feel free to join us. You can use your phone or your computer, and before we get started, you can go ahead and get yourself somewhere comfortable. Maybe be sitting in front of the computer. If you have your phone, you are welcome to lie down, or if you're a laptop user, even better, lie down in your bed next to your laptop. Whatever position is best. My preference is sitting up in all cases with meditation. And meditation itself is a skill that's actually comprised of many other skills. So kind of like when you're riding a bike and you learn to balance and you learn how to grip the handlebars and how quickly to pedal and when you turn, like all these different skills go into this one skill of riding the bike. And they're separate skills that you have to consciously attain to unconsciously be able to ride the bike without even thinking about it, doing all of these things at once. So meditation is similar. And today, let's use some training wheels. Guided meditation in itself is like a training wheels for developing your own contemplative practice. And I'm thinking we work on the ability of concentration. So this day and age, we're constantly distracted by lights and sounds and notifications on our phone, and thoughts and everything. It's a big, comfortable, pleasurable world we're living in. And this skill will help us be able to attain a more single point of focus, which is vital for meditation, at least in the meditation that I like to practice and for mindfulness. So I invite you all to, again, either sitting or lying down, go ahead and just close your eyes. And as I like to begin each meditation and each contemplative practice, just fully accepting where you're at. So let's touch in with where you're at right now. Notice the rate of your breath. Notice if you're breathing in through your mouth or through your nose. And as you become aware of that, notice the depth of your breath. Notice if it's shallow or if it's deep. Right now, we're not going to change anything. We're just noticing. And as you're aware of your breath, you can become aware of the feeling of your body. When I say your body, I mean the top of your head all the way down to the tips of your toes. Just notice if there's tension in certain places, and don't try to release it, because it'll happen on its own as we move forward with this. Notice anywhere you're holding tension. Notice anywhere that there's maybe more pressure, or anywhere that's calling out to you louder than the rest of the body. And to begin, just recognizing and honoring exactly where you're at right now, go ahead and just imagine a warm wave of relaxation going from the top of your head all the way down to the tips of your toes. And as you feel that warm wave of relaxation, you can begin to notice every nerve, muscle, and fiber in your body begin to relax. With each word that I say, every breath you take, continuing to relax more and more. And as your body relaxes, you can begin to use the power of your mind to direct your focus. So we're going to play with this a little bit to develop this strength. Like building a muscle, concentration is a strength. And in my humble opinion, meditation does seem to be one of the most efficient techniques in building concentration few options of how to do this, but let's start with a somatic concentration. For those who are unfamiliar, somatic is in reference to the body. So go ahead and choose a point on your body. Like last week, we focused on the heart, and that's a great place to focus on. Although my personal preference for my daily meditation is the point between my eyebrows, slightly above. A lot of people call the third eye point. And for those who are adept in the chakra system, the third eye chakra can be a great point of focus. Otherwise, just notice your forehead, or find anywhere else in your body that's calling out to you. And what you're going to do is just direct all of your focus as much as possible to this one point. Now, initiating this process is also opening you up to really recognizing the absolute chaos of the mind, the monkey mind. Focusing on one single point is going to make you aware of all the crazy stuff happening in your brain, and that's okay. This is the beginning. This is where we begin to build the muscle. So what you're going to do is you're going to direct your focus on this point and just feel. Feeling is not visualizing. Feeling is not listening. Feeling is not thinking. Feeling is feeling. We all know how to feel. So really allow yourself to feel this point now. All of your focus on this point. And I invite you to use an attitude of playfulness and of acceptance, right? Unless you've been doing this for years, every day, it's unlikely that you're going to hold that point of focus automatically. So anytime a thought comes up, just notice it. You don't push it away. The quality of pushing will make things harder. You don't grasp onto it. Even if it's a plan that you want to plan out in your head, you can perhaps just touch in with the fact that we have an intention here, which is focusing. So go ahead and bring your focus back to that point and just feel it. And let's just take a few moments to really feel that point again. Letting go of thoughts that you feel that you want to grasp onto, and just gently letting them free from your grasp. Don't push them away. Some people like to slow your breath down because a calm body is very much reflective of a calm mind. And you can invite yourself to slow and possibly deepen your breath while maintaining that focus on that point that you chose. And just like with practicing any skill, a certain amount of time is needed for any sort of mastery. And for many people, this somatic approach isn't ideal. And so I invite you to try something new now and let your focus just shift away from that point in your body that you chose. And now what I'd like you to do is to imagine, for those who feel that they can, you can imagine just a shape. So just choose a shape. So I like to imagine a triangle. And imagine the shape right in front of you. Visualize it. And this doesn't mean that you're going to be literally hallucinating the shape in front of you, although some people experience reality in that way. Just imagine that the shape is in front of you and focus on it. Really notice it the best you can. And just with your mind's eye, stare at this point. Stare at this shape. Again, if thoughts come up, let them go. If other visuals start coming up, that's okay. Just notice them and come back to the shape. If the shape is shifting, that can happen. Again, it's reflective of the quality of our mind. And just bring it back. Gently, playfully bring it back. And just really notice it. Stare at it. And for those who believe that they can't visualize, just pretend that it's in front of you. And then pretend that you're not pretending anymore. And that shape is right in front of you. And now you can begin to let that image fade. And we're going to go to one more technique. So we're kind of doing a quick survey of different ways of concentrating. And you can combine any of these ways or use just one, or find something that works for you. But what I want you to do now is to really use your auditory sense. Just listen. So just be with the sounds around you. Although a lot of people like to meditate in complete silence, it's not necessary. Because as you acquiesce into the environment, you can allow yourself to just be exactly where you are with whatever sounds are happening. So what I like to do is notice the subtle sounds around you. Of course, there are the sounds happening that are more noticeable, like the sound of my voice, etc. But notice the ambient noises. Just be with it. Notice like maybe the whirring of a heater or an air conditioning. If there's other people with you, maybe notice their breathing. Just really sink into the periphery of the noises happening around you. Every noise kind of meshes into one. You can just allow yourself to feel the spaciousness and perhaps a gentle interconnectivity with all the sounds, the ambient sounds around you. And now for the final portion of this meditation for Mindful Mondays, I'd like you to reflect on the 3 different types of concentration we just experimented with, and notice the one that maybe worked best for you, the kinesthetic one, the visual one, or the auditory. And just take a moment for whichever one seemed to bring you the most focus, and just be with that. Maybe focusing on that feeling, the visual, or the noise. You can go ahead and shift your awareness back to your body, back to the environment around you, taking in everything happening, not just that one point. Maybe beginning to wiggle your fingers or your toes, shift your body a little bit, coming back. And when you feel ready, opening your eyes and taking in the environment, the colors, the shapes, the depth. And maybe noticing just how your quality of awareness has changed from when we began. So meditation in itself isn't always like a relaxed trance state. In fact, it's very active and very awake, and concentrating in that way can help us retain that of focusing and holding the single point. And when you get deeper with your practice, you really may begin to notice a pure sense of presence and of being. And this is just one skill in the many skills you can learn to reach that. And I encourage you all to practice this on the daily, perhaps every morning. I like to do 30 minutes every morning of just focusing on my forehead, and notice that helps me concentrate and even get more work done. It's a really invaluable skill. And thank you all for joining us today on Mindful Mondays. Again, we do Mindful Mondays live streamed on Facebook, Instagram, all the other grams at 9:30 Mountain Time on the Bluebird Botanicals page. And we invite you to join us for different forms of contemplative practice. And please feel free to always leave feedback or suggestions or comments of your experience in the comment box below. And thank you so much for joining us.